This is great. Isn't it awesome? All these tools we have out here. You're not speaking.
Oh, my bad. What did you want me to say?
Well, of course. We can't talk together. Both of us can't talk. I got out here because parents really don't understand their personal obligation, their responsibility. It's hard for me to believe that they have such a high number of children in the juvenile facility here, but the number of kids who are being suspended and how Nevada just pretends that they don't have to have an obligation for disproportionality. And that's just the large number of kids being suspended and expelled. But they have this program called the Harbor. And how you get to the harbor is interesting because parents voluntarily remove their kids from their gifted and talented placement. And I said, wow, how is it that you do that? Because you don't understand. It's an opportunity for somebody else to benefit from your placement. We don't have anybody coming. Let's see. It says, this is my chat. We can have this chat, live chat.
No, I don't know what you want me to say. Goodness gracious.
Well, if you'd like to go away, you could go away.
Yes, Mama. Jeez. Right.
Yeah, I was just seeing how it worked. But, anyways, my chat today is going to be on what? Public engagement. And public being the key word. What is public? Highlight to save your illicit video. I'm gonna highlight what? No. Here. At least one minute of video needs to start to be highlighted. Well, I'm trying to do that. And so I'm going to say, let me see. Share on Facebook. Okay, I can share on Facebook and people can join in. This is a YouTube live talk. And as we are in March, and all of these community service block grants, all the grants are going to be due, and people are writing the grants from the perspective of their one director and their underling, and that's how things happen here. And I said, well, I didn't know the state could operate with all these contractors. And then to find out all those contractors were getting paid and they're still getting paid. It's just unfortunate that everybody doesn't benefit from those contractors. You have $1.6 billion out there in outside community partners, and that money didn't go to the teachers, and that money didn't go to sustainable programs and evidence of maintenance. That money went to not-for-profit organizations who have grown here in Nevada, and it's a Republican Party kind of thing where the Republican Party really just doesn't expect for the federal government's oversight. They don't want the federal government's hand in any of the things that they do. They can do it all by themselves. Truly. That's why it's not happening. So therefore, someone's got some bad breaks. People just drive until they can't drive no more. Car be falling apart. It's just real. I mean, we're in troubling times. I say, welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Learn and then that's what we're doing. And I figure that, I talk about public education all the time, but it's for whatever reason, it's unfortunate, I'll say, that people really don't understand if they don't know the number of children who are entering into early start or would enter into early start. And ethnicity seems to have a lot to do with everything because they take so many from certain subgroups, and we're talking about subgroups of people. And so perhaps, they're supposed to document how many kids had access annually, every year. And, equity is the key word. Access is another key word. And we're talking about Brown versus the Board of Education, perhaps Title I, But when everybody gets a free lunch here, it's very, what can I say? Because we pay taxes. And, you know, it's that tax thing. Because so many black people are compliant with the taxation system and they just pay their taxes. They don't complain. And then we have to look at others, like Donald, who would not pay taxes. And he would do more than not pay taxes. I listened to the arguments in that Fannie Willis case. And Donald's arguing that he can say whatever he wants because it's protected free speech. Well, what appears not to be protected free speech is when the people who may look like me would choose to concern themselves with others who may not be benefiting from the public education system. And I'm saying, well, how is that happening? How do you have so many African American children disproportionately being denied access to, I am Carlton Carter to Deep. Somebody sent me a message. He's on Instagram. But the whole thing is, I'll send him a message too. Where's we sharing this thing here? Share to Instagram. It's there somewhere. Mm-hmm. I don't even see it. Oh, there it is right there. Share to Instagram. There we go. This is, what you have to do because everything has changed in America. And we don't have time to really hook up and talk, but the real deal is that the obligation to ensure adequacy for the children who look like you come from you. But if you don't participate in, you're not even talking about the failed services that are mandatory by law to ensure adequacy happens for the children who look like you. And then, at least you can talk about that. But if you don't have any data, boo, I'm just trying to understand what are we talking about because we're not talking at all. And that's just real. And I don't even understand anymore. Should I? I don't think so. Because too many African Americans are being murdered and we're expected to say nothing. But that Fannie Willis stuff, Fannie Willis stuff is disturbing. They were all concerned with how many times her and Nathan, whatever his name, you know, rendezvoused. And I'm saying, but this trial was not about Fannie, it was about Donald and his excessive lies and his wild allegations and accusations as to how he would, and promising everybody that he's going to pardon them once he, wins the presidency. And then for the Republican Party to attempt to destroy our nation by pushing so many more third party candidates in the election is going to be frightening. But what's really frightening is the failure of this experiment, as you can't have this many children who are of color who what are not benefiting from public education as it is mandatory. And that's what we're talking about. The whole mandatoriness thing. Compulsory laws say that it gives the state the right to take your children. That's why we have a 48% population of children in the foster care system. With all those children in the juvenile and the foster care system, and the black people have not figured out, with all these black elected officials, have not figured out how we have a day to talk about the lack of maintenance with all these black people coming here making all this damn money and paying the federal taxes. But when the money comes back, they don't show up. It is truly missing in action. But I'm tired tonight, but I just wanted to come back and say thank you all for tuning in. And stay tuned. Darlene Anderson out here, 1958, out here on my YouTube channel. Just know that it is we, the people, and I'm waiting for us to show up. So until we meet again, y'all, look for me tomorrow. I'll be around. Y'all have a blessed day now. Eat pure rich unit. Many there's one, but out of one, there may be none. I have hundreds of shows out there on Spotify. Parent Empowerment Half an Hour. And I have Citizen Anderson out there on Podbean. And now I'm here on YouTube with you live saying, Citizen Anderson, peace out. Y'all have a blessed night now. I'm gonna close it. I don't know how to do it now. End the show.